The Modern Man tutorials. Vagina versus penis, right? So, as you can see in my comment, I was like, Lionel Rose never been good vagina. She's just been convenient vagina, right? Because the video I just saw, let's point out the fact that, she's considered quality vagina when in reality, she's not. She's mid at best. To me, she's less than that, but to each their own. You like what you like. I'm not a fan. So, this just brought up the idea of like, yeah, there's a lot of problems out here. Well, there's a thing going on in society, right? That there's a lot of females that would think that their vagina is valuable, like it's good vagina, right? And in reality, I'll say kitty cat from now on. Good kitty and good, and it's like, no, it's average. Just like there's average penis size, right? There's gonna be average kitty cat. So what makes the kitty better, right? Prestigious, good, great, would actually be more of a couple factors, but one of them mainly being personality of who the vagina belongs to, right? Who the kitty belongs to. So the kitty cat's personality is what makes it great, not the kitty cat itself, because the kitty cat itself is biologically the same as many other kitty cats, right? And that's the thing. There's a lot of average kitty cat out here attached to females who think that their kitty cat's the bomb. That's beyond, that's different than any other kitty cat, when in reality, no, it's the same. It's the same. Some more used than others, obviously, and vice versa. Some are in better quality than others, right? The less mileage the kitty cat has, the more useful it is. Useful, not that it's like going to be great or anything, just more useful when it has less mileage. The more mileage it has, the useless it becomes, right? That's why it's called use. Useless, use, those mean the same thing, The more used something is, the less useful it is, right? Especially if it's something that's being used, as opposed to something that's that you're using to do something with, like a penis, right? A penis gets better with time. A penis gets better with use. A vagina, kitty cat doesn't. And that's the difference between the male and female species. Is the fact that it's like, the more a guy uses his penis, the better he gets with it, right? Because it's a skill. It's not a skill to just let some guy fuck you. That's not a skill. Now, if you do other things besides letting a guy fuck you, then yeah, it would be a skill, right? If you got other talents in the bedroom, yeah, those would be skills. But just letting a guy fuck you, that's not a skill. Most of you ladies don't even know how to talk and convince a guy to have sex with you. That's why y'all lucky that on average, 9 out of 10 times, well, I'll say 8 out of 10 times, I'll give guys credit, some credit, right? 8 out of 10 times, you offer a kitty cat, a guy will gladly take it. But there's some guys like myself that prefer quality over quantity, so I would be picky. And if your person ain't great, that by default your kitty cat ain't great. So then I'm not interested, right? Because first and foremost, for years I've been putting the whole, getting to know check first before even thinking about sex. So like, I'll see you and find you attractive. It's like, oh, she's hot, but I need to make sure that the personality is worth it, right? Right. The hardware looks nice, but I need to make sure the software, is Windows 10 or Windows 11 or whatever version of Windows we have now, right? She needs to be the best version of herself mentally. If she's not the best version of herself mentally, then her body is actually relatively useless to a certain degree. I mean, I could still use it, but it's not going to be as awesome as it could be. I've seen some chicks that had potential, that were like, they had a certain look that was really awesome, but their personality was very, very lame, very, very boring. Not necessarily sexually, just boring in general. Just like, you don't use your brain as much as you should. I'm not interested. And that's the thing, is that I respect intelligence. So if a chick is dumb, well, not interested. I prefer a chick who's intellectual. I have no problem with a female disagreeing with you with something, but as long as she knows what she's talking about and she can, you know, articulate her disagreement. If she understands what I'm saying and understand why I'm saying it, but still disagrees and able to point out why she disagrees, and I can be like, okay, I understand why you disagree. That makes sense. All right, fair enough. But if it's just feelings, you feel that I'm wrong or you feel to like disagree with me, well, then that's just ignorance. That's low IQ behavior, and I'm not a fan of that. So that's the thing. Like in anything in life, I vet people, you know, for friendship, right? I vet people, you know, females for relationships. You know, the same way I would vet somebody for business, right? If I'm running a business and I'm trying to hire somebody, I want the best person for the job. I don't want just anybody for the job. Most guys will just take anybody for the job, if you know what I mean, right? Get all the different types of jobs he can get out of her, right? And then kick her to the curb. To each their own, but I don't condone that or agree with it. But if it happens, it happens, right? But I'm looking for, you know, somebody for the long term, right? Somebody who can at least last a year or so, you know, because I care about quality. So if a chick has a high body count, and if I ask her why the body count's so high, you know, and she can't give me good justifications, you know, she was like, oh yeah, most of those bodies was during last summer, like, so you racked up a whole bunch of bodies last summer. Okay, well, you're disqualified. I don't see that as quality. I see that as lack of quality. I believe in quality control. I want the best, not the rest, right? So that's why it's funny when you think about it. Not funny, but it's like sad, and to know, you know, how sad the world is when a lot of females think that what they're doing and what other females are telling them to do, and you know, starting OnlyFans and shit like that, and thinking stuff like that makes them valuable. Think that making more money makes them valuable. And it's like, it doesn't. It makes you more valuable to corporations, to governments, because you're paying more taxes, you're doing more of what they want you to do, which is to have no life, to have no happiness, no real happiness. They want you to have artificial happiness, which is you buying stuff. Ooh, I bought me stuff. I'm living my best life. They want you to think you are. You're not living your best life. You're living the life that they want you to live. So you can't possibly be living your best life when you're literally doing what they want you to do. And if you don't know that you're doing what they want you to do, that is even sadder. That's literally the Matrix, right? The idea of the Matrix is like, you don't even realize that you're being controlled while being controlled. Like, you don't even realize it. You think it's your own thoughts. You think it's your own ideas. I mean, think about it. Logically, most females, when they were before the age of 18, right, they had different ideas. They believed different things. They were more open to, you know, different ideas. They were open to the idea of, like, you know, the world could be better if they, you know, put in effort to, you know, change the world, right? Which is the way a young person's supposed to think, is they're supposed to make the world better when they get older, because when they get older, it'll be their turn to run the world, right? To run the government, right? To be a police officer, a cop, doctor, blah, 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 lawyer, all that stuff. Like, it'll be your turn to take over the planet, right? Us older people, you know, will die out, retire and die out, right? And then the world is yours afterwards. So we're doing what we're doing for us in our world, you know, in this world, and then it'll be your turn, right? That's how it goes, the cycle of life. But unfortunately, they're out here being convinced, the ladies out here being convinced to do stuff like OnlyFans and whatnot. You know, they're even trying to legalize prostitution to totally derail the idea of females being able to do things, and guys as well, right? To do things to make the world a better place, to be in a better position. They'd rather have it where, I mean, from what I see, they'd rather have it where it's like a king thing, right? Like a royalty, that's what I meant to say, royalty lineage, where it's the same group of people who are related to each other that's at the top of the world, right? While everybody else is at the bottom. That's what I'm seeing. And hopefully everybody else is seeing that. So that's, you know, goes back to the whole Matrix idea, where it's like, you think you're living your best life, because you're chasing money, but you're not. Chasing money is what they want you to do. They're the ones who created the money in the first place. They're the ones who make it and convince y'all that it's more valuable than love, more valuable than self-respect, more valuable than self-control, right? Don't control yourself. Don't limit yourself to how many vagina you want. The more money you get, the more vagina you can get, right? And they're convincing the chicks to give up the vagina even more. Notice that? Guys, make more money, you get more vagina. Ladies, give out more vagina and get money. So get money from the guys for more vagina. It's like, okay, so we're just amplifying prostitution essentially. But we're trying to say that it's living your best life, living your truth, living for your purpose. So purpose is paying for pussy and getting paid for pussy? Is that living your best life? Is that the purpose of the human race? Is sell pussy, pay for pussy? That's where we're going, because that's all I'm seeing. I'm not seeing people trying to cure cancer, right? I don't see people putting time and effort. Definitely don't see the ladies doing anything to solve world problems. If anything, they cause a lot of the problems. Right? Suicide rates are up because people don't like the world we live in, and the world we live in is pussy powered, if you want to call it that. A matriarchy, not a patriarchy. We need a patriarchy. We desperately need a patriarchy so we can fix things. So on my page, obviously, go check out the patriarchy. I should have a link for the patriarchy down below. So that way we can better improve men, or better improve guys so they can become men, because we need more men in this world. The world's going to shit because we have less men. The world's definitely going down to shit because we have less women. And with less men, with less men and less women, the population drastically reduces. Notice that the birth rate is declining, which is what they want. It's easier to control the population when the population is small and easy to control. When the population is too big, too powerful to control, then they can't, right? Logically. So obviously we need to reproduce the best humans we possibly can so we can keep society functioning properly, as opposed to in a tyranny type of fashion. But anyway, I'm just getting off topic, and that's the end of the video.